This is a crypto report, and I am not giving away any financial advice. I am not in any means, any way giving away any financial advice, right? I'm just, for the lack of any better term, saying, hey, we can use this report to we can use this data to create a Power BI report. I like to use stocks and crypto. I like to use sports related data because it's financial data and we can see what that looks like. It adds up to something. We don't always have to have financial data, but this gives us a better chance of understanding of what's really going on and what the outcome should be when it comes to a Power BI report. So we are going to be using crypto. We're going to be analyzing data, and the data that we're going to be analyzing is crypto. So before we get started, what I do want to do is give you a little bit about Power of the BI Live that's going to be in Dallas on May 1st and 2nd. So I'm going to be hosting a 2-day event on May 1st and 2nd at the Omni Hotel. I'm going to be teaching you Power BI. And I encourage you, if you're interested in learning Power BI, if you're interested in six-figure opportunities, if you're interested in pivoting to other opportunities, let me say it a different way. If you're looking to make six figures and you don't know where to go, how to get started, this is where you go and this is how you get started, right? If you're looking to change your career, you're looking for something different to get into, this is something you can get into. It's in high demand, thousands of jobs that are out there, remote, on-site, hybrid, they're all out there. Bottom line is, May 1st and 2nd, you can join us at Power of the BI Live at the Omni Hotel. Your registration does not cover your reservation. So if you're interested, you should go over to the Omni Hotel website. It's the one that's downtown Dallas, and make your reservation. Again, your registration does not cover your reservation. But if you want to register, go over to my website, powerofthebi.com. Go over to my website, powerofthebi.com, and go up to courses. Go to Power BI Live Dallas, and you can find that information there. But I'm not going to beat that dead horse, because what we're here for is to build this Power BI report. Again, this is part of a 16 video series. We've already gone through 6 of the videos, and we are on visual number 7. We're on visual number 7. I know, looking at this particular report, you're probably looking like, man, how are we going to get 16 visuals on here? The goal is to get 16 visuals on here. The reason why I want to get 16 visuals on here is because it gives you, you can't even see me. Sorry about that. The reason why I want to put 16 visuals on here is because it gives me an opportunity to show you more visuals when it comes to Power BI. It gives me a chance to show you more visuals, how to create more visuals when it comes to Power BI. Now, with that said, we may not be able to get a full 16. We may be able to get 15. We may be able to get 10. We're going to get more than 10 because I already got an idea what 10 looks like. But my goal is to get 16 to have a clean Power BI report, a clean professional presentation, a clean professional report. And in Power of the BI Live, you will be creating this report. No joke. You will be creating the same report that we're creating right now. So you can come in with a cheat sheet, or you can say, hey, T, you know, why if I already had a report, why am I going to participate in Power of the BI Live? So here's the deal. The goal is you want to have at least 3 Power BI reports in your resume. You want to have at least 3 Power BI reports in your resume. Let me say that one more time. You want to have at least 3 Power BI reports in your portfolio, okay? And the reason being is a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video or a Power BI report when it comes to a job interview is worth 10,000, okay? So if you can imagine getting into pivoting to a new career, new profession, you can do the work, but you don't necessarily know all the jargon. You can't necessarily explain everything that's going on. Here's the deal, baby. When you open up your Power BI portfolio and you pull out this particular report or any of the other 2 reports that you're going to create in Power BI Live, I'm telling you, it eliminates the questions. The questions that the person that's interviewing you was going to ask you to kind of to try and trip you up, they're not going to do it. I'm telling you, they're not going to do it. And the reason why they're not going to do it is because they're going to be looking at your report and they're going to be looking like, if I ask them, they may think that this is a dumb question, right? And nobody in tech wants to seem dumb, especially somebody that's interviewing, right? They don't want to seem like they're dumb. They don't want to seem like that you may know more than them, right? So I'm telling you, if you can pull up your portfolio, you pop out one of your projects, this particular project, looks like Arkansas 20, Texas A&M 14. Go Razorbacks. Woo, peace suey, baby. That's what's up. So you want to create a Power BI portfolio. You don't just want to go into an interview with the insights that you have in your mind about how you can explain to someone how you would create a Power BI report. You pull up this report, you show them how you created the report, you walk them through the report, and typically what I'll tell you is once you pour the portfolio, once you pour your report up and you start walking them through a report, they typically stop you. And really the conversation goes something like this. So I see that you're living in San Antonio. Are you a Spurs fan? Yeah, I like the Spurs, boom, 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 through. I mean, the conversation gets totally off track, right? Because at that point, they already know you know how to do the work. And the thing about Power BI is this. Nobody cares. Now, they'll tell you, they'll put in the job description that you need to have 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of Power BI experience. They'll tell you in the resume, they'll tell you in the job description that, you know, you need to have a high level of DAX and a high level of M, and you need to have some form of where you got to be very proficient in SQL and this, that, and the third. The job description is BS, right? The job description is BS. When it comes to Power BI, the question is, can you do the work? That's the question. If you can answer that question in the affirmative, I'm gonna say it a different way. If you can say, yes, I can do the work, that's all they want to know, right? Now, if you don't have your portfolio up, if you don't have a report up showing them, you know, that you can do the work, they're going to ask you questions trying to trip you up to see if you can do certain things. And they're going to, so here's the thing. This is what I found when I've interviewed with people. Typically, they'll look at a YouTube video on Power BI and they'll find something interesting. And then they'll ask you, well, can you do this? And can you do that? You may have never even heard of it. Don't mean you can't do it. It just means you don't know what they talking about because they looked at a 5-minute video, 10-minute video. So what I'm telling you is, before we get started, what I want you to do is understand you need to have a Power BI portfolio. Now, if you don't come to Power to BI Live in Dallas on May 1st and 2nd, if you don't come to Power to BI Live, create a portfolio, and you're going to apply for jobs, create a portfolio, right? This is one of the projects you can have in your portfolio, right? And I'm telling you, when we get done, it's going to mesmerize some people that you interview with, right? I'm telling you, it's not just because I'm doing it. It's just because I got a pretty good idea where I want to take this thing, right? But create your portfolio. If you don't come to Power BI Live and you don't take anything else away from, you know, watching this particular video, create a portfolio. All you need is 3 projects. Well, I recommend 3 projects. Now you say, what, Tarad, I don't have another project. Here's the deal. I got videos all over my YouTube site. Go to my YouTube site, Power of the BI. You guys out there on YouTube, you already know. I've got videos all over my YouTube site. Go out there and just take 2 more of those projects, put them into your portfolio, and then there you go. You got 3 projects, and it's totally free to you, right? It's totally free, no charge. You can thank me later when you get the job. I don't even want a percentage of the money. Just take me out to Starbucks, give me a coffee, caramel macchiato or something like that. Anyway, so we're gonna get busy here. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. You already know. But for those that are just joining us, what we're doing is we're creating a Power BI report using cryptocurrency, and this is real crypto. It's not up. Is it updated? I think it may be updated. I have updated. I haven't added any more crypto for you guys that have questions. Have that question. I haven't added any more crypto to this, but as we complete the project, I am going to add more crypto because I do have some guys that are out there in the crypto community and the Bitcoin community that have definitely requested that I enlarge the data set, put more cryptocurrencies into the Power BI report, and then they're asking to have access to it. So that's cool. I do have on my YouTube, on the YouTube thumbnail, if you scan the QR, if you scan the Bitcoin QR code, you can make a small donation. Hell, you can make a big donation if you want to, but you can make a donation in Bitcoins. I don't want US dollars. I don't want Mexican pesos. You know, just make a donation in Bitcoins. I'm not going to tell you how much to donate. I'm not going to tell you how small or how little. I'm just getting fascinated by the concept of it. To be honest, I'm really just now getting into this Bitcoin thing, to this cryptocurrency thing, really only because of this project. And I've been having a lot of cool conversations with individuals from around the world when it comes to crypto, Bitcoin, and this particular project. So if you want to donate, just scan the QR code, leave me a donation. You can leave a message, thank me, holler at your boy, whatever the case may be. It don't matter to me, but just like being appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to feel appreciated. That's all. Sometimes you just want to feel appreciated. But let's do this. So as we move in to this particular report, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge this, go to the larger screen so that I can see. If you guys have a problem hearing, please let me know. Again, for those that are out there on Facebook and Instagram, we are live on YouTube. So if you want to follow along with us on YouTube, you can. It's at Power of the BI. At Power of the BI. Now, here's the thing. Let me move myself around just a little bit. As you see, as you know, if you guys that have been with me, I've got 6 visuals here, and I've gone through the first row, and we've talked about I've told you what the first row of visuals are, and basically we have 3 panes here in Power BI. We got the filters pane, the visualizations pane, and the data pane. I'm going to close the filters pane right now. We may use it, we may not totally sure. I go against all the rules of YouTube and filming live when I create these videos, because I don't create a dummy and then see what may or may not happen. So and it's like that in the real world. You can get on the project, and sometimes, many times, probably 90% of the time, something comes up and you got to figure out what to do. And basically, I do that in real time. If I create a visual and it doesn't work, I'm like, damn, I don't know what I just did. And now I need to make sure I get this right, because these people are going to think I don't know what I'm talking about. So the filters pane we just closed up. The visualizations pane is the second pane. The data pane is the pane with all the data in it, of course. Of course, over the past few videos, I have been just going through the top row, going through the rows, showing you what are the standard visuals used by Microsoft or created by Microsoft for Power BI. And I'm going to continue to do that as well today. We've gone through the first row already. We've gone through the second row. And for those that have not, that missed those videos where I did go through the different rows, just go to the crypto videos. I've got them posted. They're out there. And I've gone through each one of the rows and gone through a different row in each video, or in 4 videos anyway. So you can look at those videos and see what those different visuals are. We haven't really done anything with all the visuals on the row, just certain ones. But just to give you some idea of what those visuals are, just go out there to my videos on cryptocurrency, and you'll see them. So here on the first row, the only one we used on the first row is the clustered column chart. We used that's the stack. We used the clustered column chart. Here it is. We used the clustered column chart off the first row, and this is the actual clustered column chart. We'll run through that here in a minute. And then on the second row, we did use the line chart, which is here. We use the line chart, and here's the line chart that we brought in. On the third row, we use the pie chart. We use the pie chart. Matter of fact, we use the pie chart and we use the funnel chart, and we have the pie chart and the funnel chart right here. On the fourth row, we did not use anything on the fourth row. We didn't use anything on the fourth row. I did explain to you that this was a map visual. This is a map visual, which is the field map, and the shape map, which is my favorite map visual, and then there's the Azure map. And I actually got an email today from Microsoft. I think the Azure map may have even been updated today. Not sure, but I think so. But Those are the visuals from the fourth row. And here's the tree map, and here's the gauge visual. We have not used the gauge visual. We may use it. I like the gauge visual, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to, well, not able to, but using a map visual on cryptocurrency really doesn't make sense unless we have another set of data which tells us, where the crypto holders or Bitcoin holders are around the world. I'm not trying to get that deep into it. Just understand that fourth row is a lot of maps and then the gauge. On the fifth row, we have the Python visual. Now, some of you guys say, "Whoo, Python, do I have to use Python?" The answer to that is no. You don't have to use Python when it comes to Power BI. If you do know how to bring Power BI or create a visual using Power BI, it's really kind of fun because the visuals that we're looking at right here are just standard. I ain't gonna say just standard, but the visuals that we're looking at here are standard Microsoft visuals for Power BI. Python, you're able to create some custom visuals. The only thing about Python is that as of this video, something could change tomorrow. But as of this video, when you use a Python visual, it doesn't interact with other visuals. Like for instance, when I click one of the areas on the funnel chart, we see that it interacts with the other visuals. When I click on the bar chart, it interacts with other visuals. When I click on the clustered column chart, it interacts with other visuals. Whereas with Python, you can create a custom visual, but it doesn't interact with Microsoft visuals. So that's why, you'll see a lot of times that a lot of Power BI developers will stick with the Microsoft standard visuals because they're built to interact with one another. That could change, but as of recording this video. Using R, can you use R? Can you create visualizations using R? You can create visualizations using R. I haven't had to because I've been able to do some things with DAX that didn't necessarily cause me to use R. But if you're off into financial and statistical, if you're looking for statistical measures, that's when you use R. Now, that's a long piece to say you probably are not going to use it because with what DAX does, you really don't need to use R. But if you just say, hey, I need to be in a statistical piece, that's what's up. You go for it. Okay. That's a lollipop. Maybe Microsoft will give you. I don't know. The next visual we have down here is the matrix visual. Oh, so you know what? This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth row. So what I want to do is I want to show you what the fifth row looks like. Let me move myself around. This right here was actually the fourth row. So I'm just going to highlight everything. So I'm going to select everything. Then I'm going to click delete. And that's going to make everything go away. Now, go back. The Python visual, there's got to be some other things you got to do to enable Python, right? It's a little bit more to it than just using Python. You've got to add Python to your Power BI, to the actual back end of your Power BI. But bottom line is this is what your visuals, the space for your visual. Here would be R, and the same thing with R. You've got to add some programming on the back end. When I say some programming, I don't want to spook you away. It's really not that complicated. It's really not that complicated to add. I don't bring R or Python into my course Power of the BI because one, I don't want to spook you away, and two, you really don't need it. Okay, it's just that simple. Really, you really don't need it. But I guess Microsoft says I guess it's beneficial to somebody, but hell, bottom line is it's there, but you don't really need it. Here is the matrix visual. And a matrix is very similar to the table visual. Basically, a table visual, let's see, we do have a table visual in the current report. So let's go back over so I can show you the table real quick. So basically this is a table, and basically all the table is a spreadsheet, right? It's a spreadsheet. For lack of any better term, just like with Excel, Google Sheets, it's a spreadsheet. And this particular table is just built out the way that we saw the data come in, right? Don't know what that sounds, don't know if that confuses you, just go to probably the first video, the first one or two videos. I don't know if that was in the first video or the second video, but it's in one of those videos. But it's not that complicated, but it's only a table. Now, it was really only a spreadsheet, but we call it a table. A matrix is very similar to a table. It's very similar to a table, but if you could imagine that if you got a table or a spreadsheet and then you have the plus sign, which allows you to expand, or a minus sign, which allows you to, is that decompress, I guess? But if you hit the plus sign, then it opens up, and if you hit the minus sign, it closes back up on you. That's what the matrix does that the table does not do, right? That's what the matrix does that the table does not do, which at that point, it gives the matrix visual just a little bit more functionality. Well, it gives the matrix visual actually has a lot more functionality than a table. But if you're just looking at it and you don't really know the difference, a matrix and a table could look somewhat the same to you. Again, we are live on YouTube going through this. So if you guys that are out there on Instagram and Facebook, if you want to follow along, please feel free to do so. If you already have Power BI Desktop downloaded, you can go through the last 6 videos. This is the 7th video, and then you can build out this report as we go from here on out. And for those that just joined in, hey, this is the 7th of a 16-part video series, and I am creating this video that we're creating this report so that those that participate in Power BI Live would be able to have this report in their portfolio, as it'll be one of the reports that we build out in Power BI Live as part of their portfolio. I believe strongly in portfolios. I really hate talking to cats that I interview with, and they ask me questions, and I just feel like, man, look, we can get rid of all the questions. Let me show you my work. Let me show you my work. Now show you my work, and then it's like boom. And 99% of the time when I show my work, we're getting a job. 98% of the time, if I show somebody my work, I'm getting a job off top, right? And that's what I suggest my mentees and my students do as well. Create a portfolio, show your work. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it, be about it. Show your work. And I'm gonna tell you, once you show your portfolio, once you show your work, and you don't necessarily even get to the third, you don't even get to the second report in your portfolio. You don't get to reports 2 and 3. Once they see report number 1, they like, oh, and then they scared to ask you questions. I digress. I'm not gonna go into that. Anyway, this is the matrix visual. The next visual we have on the 5th row is the slicer, and that's what we're gonna add to the report today. We're gonna add the slicer. And then this report is considered, what this visual is considered to be the KPI. KPI, which is key performance indicator. That's the magic term that everybody likes to use. Woo! You're so smart when you can say KPI. Really, everything on here is demonstrating some form of KPI. Everything is demonstrated, but this is the actual card that's called, well, this is the actual visual that's called the KPI card. We may add a KPI because it does fit well into what we're doing when it comes to not the slicer, but when it comes to the crypto report and the things that the crypto does. Because as you can tell, going down is red and going up is green. And of course, that's something that we know when it comes to, that's something that a lot of people know when it comes to stocks and crypto and that type stuff. Anyway, again, we're gonna get right. Oh, you know what? I didn't click the button. I brought in the matrix, but I didn't bring in the slicer. So this is what the slicer visual looks like. You need to enable script visuals to begin creating R. So every time I do something, they're gonna ask me to create R. We're not creating R right now. Okay, but this is what the slicer visual looks like, and this is what the KPI I know, my friend, I know. And this is what the KPI card looks like. Now, again, the reason why these cards with these visuals are in grayscale is because we don't have any data in them. If we had data in them, they would change to some type of color, right? If we had data in them. Let me make sure that testing, my audio is still on. You believe it or not, I mean, I've gone through a whole video and I've been live. On live is cool, but then when I go back to save it to my computer, and then I find that, your microphone was not on the live, even though it sounds live to you guys. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, so we don't have any more clicks that say, any more pop-ups that says if you want to use R, you got to enable something. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these bad boys, and I'm going to delete them. And as you remember before, what I did was I did a control and I did a select, and that let me select everything. But what I also could do is I could highlight all of the visuals. I just didn't catch all the visuals when I just deleted before, and then I can delete it that way. So let's go back to the page over here and this original page. And what I am going to do is I am going to make these visuals just a little bit smaller so we can have some space. You know, I'm real big on Power BI real estate, and right now we don't have any real estate to add another visual. That's why you're probably saying, how is he going to add 16 visuals to this report? He does not have any space. But you got to remember, I control the mouse, which allows me to move visuals, and it allows me to shrink visuals, and that's what I'm doing here. Now, in the previous video, just real quick, one visual that we created was the line chart, and again, if you don't remember x-axis and y-axis, that's in the previous video, but that's also in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade math. But in the line chart, we have we are analyzing the 1 hour percent change. And please note, I'm not updating this thing every hour, so the 1 hour percent change is not that accurate. Then we have the clustered column chart, which we're analyzing the price of the cryptocurrencies. And this is the great big Bitcoin, the great King Bitcoin is here, that at the time of this video, actually I did refresh today. So Bitcoin within the last hour is at 68,516. Over here is the table visual where we have all the cryptocurrencies in here that we are analyzing. In addition to, it has a 1 hour percent change, a 24 hour percent change, a 7-day percent change, the last 7 days, the volume of crypto, and the market cap. Okay. Then here is our clustered bar chart. If you want to know the difference between the clustered bar chart and the clustered column chart, it's in one of the previous videos. Please go check that out. But here we are analyzing again the 1 hour percent change. Remembering, we did compare the 1 hour percent change to the 24 hour percent change in the line chart. I don't like suggesting that we use the same metrics for visuals on the same report. I lost what I was trying to say right there. But here, given that we are limited with the amount of data, but this is a good representation of another metrics that we were able to use. In the pie chart, what we did was, we know we have cryptocurrency going from a price tier of 0.0001 to up to, looks like Bitcoin is at 68,000. I think we ranged this thing out to be 75,000. I may need to make it 70,000, 75,000 and higher when Bitcoin goes up again, because it's definitely on its way back up, or it's definitely going to hit that 75,000 mark again before it's over. But we got price tiers. So basically we can say we want to look at cryptocurrencies within certain price tiers, or we just want to be able to analyze how many crypto do we have that's in this blue range? And in this blue range, we have 20. No. In this blue range, we have 181. We have 181, which is 30.17%. And the price tier is from 0.01 to zero point 0.1, which is 1 cent to 10 cents. Then we have another one over here, which is this dark navy, which goes from 10 cents to $1. And if we go to this lavender right here, we have 2, which range from 0.0001 to 0.001. Then we have in this orange, we have 10, which is 1.67% of the pie chart, and it ranged, and all those in here range from $50 to $100. So we're just able to look at this by price tiers, but we can select different, we can select other visuals and we can see how they are interacting. We're not necessarily going to go to the interaction part, but the bottom line is one of the big things about Power BI is that it is dynamic. It is dynamic, which means that it can change. It does change. You can set visuals to interact with one another. You can set visuals to not interact with one another. That's one of the big things about Power BI. And the last chart we did was the funnel chart. And of course, we want to know that typically we'll see a funnel going down like a pyramid, or it will be going up like a pyramid. But that's considered a funnel in Power BI. And here we are comparing the actual Bitcoins to the 24-hour percent, the Bitcoins at 24-hour percent. And I believe what we did here was we didn't select all of the Bitcoins. We selected, not all the Bitcoins. I'm tripping out. I'm just tripping. All the cryptocurrencies. We didn't select all the cryptocurrencies to be represented in this funnel chart. We only selected the top 10, which means the top 10 that had the greatest increase over a 24-hour percent. Over a 24-hour time period. Now, again, it's only the time period within the report that we have. I'm not updating this thing that often. I am updating it maybe on a daily basis. So the 24-hour percent, the percent change at 24 hours is going to be pretty accurate. Not super accurate because I'm not doing it 24 hours on the spot. I could set this thing up to where that it refreshed every 24 hours. Nah, I don't want to do that. Anyway, so let's move testing. I am still getting volume, so that is great. Shout out to Rode Go Wireless 2 microphone. It's really working for me. They're not paying me to say that. It's just, I really like the microphone. Typically, I've been using my wired microphone, and it kind of makes me feel like I can't move that much, but I can feel like I can walk around the house with this thing on. Anyway, we're going to bring in a slicer. I'm going to move myself down. We're going to bring in a slicer. The slicer that we're going to bring in is here. We spoke about that not long ago as we were looking at visuals to bring in onto the 5th row. I am just, I'm just going to click in a white spot. Because remember, if I select one of the visuals and then I select the slicer, this visual is going to turn to a slicer. So I want to select to a white spot, and then I am going to select the slicer. I was hoping that it came in smaller than this. I thought it would be about the size of the area that was available, but nah, they want to make it huge. So this is what the slicer, so if you can look, this would be a list slicer. And with the list, we've got, if we put data in here, it'll just list it out. So what I am going to do is I am going to bring in, let's see, the 24-hour bucket. Yeah, the 24-hour bucket. And I'm just going to bring it into the field. So now I've got, let's do this. Now we see if we select, let's say we select 0.0001. That's not a 24-hour bucket. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. No, this is a bucket of, I say a bucket, basically it's a tier. So basically we got a range of cost. And in this range is from 0.001 to 0.00050. So basically all of the crypto, I keep saying Bitcoin because Bitcoin, every crypto is not a Bitcoin, but when we select a price range, we're going to see the cryptocurrencies that are within that price range. Now, it's better indicated down here. It's better indicated down here in the table visual where I have all the cryptocurrencies listed, because if you remember, we only had a top 10 in the 24-hour percent change here. We actually had, well, this is actually pretty good because it's in all the other visuals. It's just not in the 24-hour percent. So if we select one of the price ranges, 0.0751 to 0.1, we see all of the cryptos that fall within that range. Now, this is definitely ideal for those that are in the crypto space and they're out there day trading crypto, because they're able to see, they can pick different price ranges. They can see, how those different cryptos are increasing in value, or what the patterns have been for increasing in value over 24-hour percent. Over 24-hour mark, showing the percent changes over 24-hour mark. We can see what how they fall when it comes to the amount of crypto that's in their space. When I say in their space, like here on the pie chart, on the column chart, it's showing us, what the actual values are. So it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So then, like here, we say below 0.0001. What cryptos are below 0.0001? And we can come down to the column chart and we can see what those cryptos are. We can come over to the bar chart. We can see what those cryptos are and what their changes are over what the patterns for 1 hour change, 1 hour percent changes have been. On the column chart, we're getting the dollars, what the price is. I keep moving this. I'm trying to highlight it. I'm not trying to hide it, but I'm trying to select the little deal here that's going to let me scroll to the right, but it's making me highlight the whole thing. So now we can see the market cap of those. So as you can see, Power BI is very interactive. It is very interactive. So that is but this doesn't really look, I don't really like this. And I'm actually going to change this a little later when we start formatting the visuals. I'm going to change this a little later. But right now I'm going to make it to where it'll look a little better. Because right now we just need to have it on the report. And then we'll change it up. We'll change it up as we put more visuals in and really get ready to format this thing and give it a professional look. I'm just gonna bring it down here. I don't want to do too much formatting now. If I start showing formatting, you guys, oh, well, how did you do that? No, we're not gonna do that right now. All we're doing is bringing visuals in. So with that said, I think that gets us in for 2, 4, 6, 7. We've got 7 videos in. We are going to hit the 8th video up a little later. But right now, that is the 7th video of a 16 video series. And again, I want to definitely encourage you guys, if you're interested, coming to Power of the BI Live in Dallas on May 1st and 2nd. It's going to be a full 8 hours. 8 hours on the 1st, 8 hours on the 2nd. We got super social hours set up at the end of the day. So we're going to play hard with Power BI. We're going to work hard with Power BI in the day, and we're going to play hard and socialize in the evening. But we are going to have Power BI Live May 1st and 2nd in Dallas at the Omni Hotel. There are a couple of Omni hotels in the Dallas area. The one we're going to be at is the downtown Dallas Omni. If you're interested, again, I am definitely encouraging you to make your reservations now, even if you're not 100% convinced that you're going to come to the Dallas Power to BI Live. At least make your reservations. Right now, I'm going to tell you, there is the FIFA World Cup that's coming to town. They're already here. They've got the Dallas Convention Center on lock. As a matter of fact, the Dallas Convention Center has now become international territory. But I give you that information because the convention center is connected to the Omni Hotel. Therefore, I am sure that there are going to be some guests there before it's over. And what I'm telling you is, if you're interested in participating in Power to BI Live Dallas and you want to stay at the Omni Hotel where we're going to be, you need to go ahead and make your reservations. If you want more information about Power to BI Live, go over to my website, powerofthebi.com. Again, that's powerofthebi.com. Go up to courses and select Power to BI Live Dallas. All of the information is there. I think I know that the early bird discount is still going on. It's going to be going on till mid-March. Anyway, again, that's been video number 7 of our 16 video series, Learning Power BI Using Cryptocurrency. Thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.